I'm delighted to be joining everyone at the Digital Commerce 360 conference today. With such a well-established roster of industry leaders attending, I consider myself privileged to have an opportunity to share my perspective on B2B digital commerce and the impact to customers. You know, years ago, a director for one of America's largest retailers asked me in a board meeting that I was presenting at, whose bright idea was it to invest in a native mobile application to sell our products? I replied, not me, I'm not that smart. It's our customers. I'm just delivering what they're asking for. And over $100 million in mobile sales later, the story remains the same. It's always the customer strategy. You know, during the pandemic, customers spoke again, but this time out of necessity. They had no channel choice, and they relied on e-commerce to buy needed supplies, as many stores and branches and salespeople were simply not available to service their needs. In 2020, total B2B sales declined, but B2B e-commerce sales grew by more than 10%, and e-commerce adoption rates had skyrocketed to nearly 35%. The pandemic experience accelerated digital trends for B2B companies as they now rely more on desktop and mobile applications for making transactions, using search engines to find products, and leveraging all digital channels, including text, email, social media, and video, to find and purchase products. As we know, e-commerce has been driven by consumers, and B2B has historically been a laggard, a hesitant adopter, so to speak. There's been internal corporate pressure for years that investment in B2B e-commerce is outside of a business's core competency, and it created a competitive channel to a company's traditional sales force. This led to a lack of e-commerce capital investment that limited functionality and delivered a poor transaction and UX experience. Further, early on, B2B customers showed limited e-commerce demand and were more comfortable calling a rep to place an order given the complexities of corporate procurement systems and processes. But no more. B2B e-commerce is not the alternative music station. It's now mainstream. You know, according to Digital Commerce 360, B2B digital sales are heading towards $10 trillion in value. B2B companies are investing in e-commerce, touting their new digital capabilities, and providing additional investor performance metrics, including percent of digital sales, percent of digital transactions, and digital growth. Further, there's more discussion today from B2B companies about adopting capabilities that consumer retailers invented years ago to create a shopping experience that is similar to how they shop on Walmart for their own personal needs. This includes things like price transparency and data scraping and site analytics that drive UX change. Some companies have even started new business segments solely focused on e-commerce. And with the rapid entry of Amazon Business, countless niche B2B pure plays and marketplace models have emerged to further disintermediate the traditional B2B model, including Alibaba, DigiKey, Gearflow, Zorro, Bulbs, ePlane, and our own global industrial brand, and many more. It's no wonder B2B owners and boards of directors are asking their CEOs, what's our Amazon strategy? Who hasn't been asked that before? So, how can digital commerce win over B2B buyers? Well, it first starts as an inside job by creating a customer-focused organization. Ensure your strategy includes initiatives to serve customers only, not your channels, your regions, and product lines that only matters internally. The commitment to build a digitally connected company is really big and needs to be a complement, not a competitor to traditional sales models. So it needs to come from the boards of directors, the C-suite, and be shared with every associate. It requires buy-in from the entire organization. It's also important to invest in digitally savvy people that have seen over the proverbial digital mountain before and can guide legacy leaders in the organization to get there. This talent investment will likely require businesses to reach out beyond their peer group and the B2B industry to secure the skills necessary to truly transform their e-commerce platform. B2B buyers are won over when they get an omni experience. To get there, Many manual legacy internal processes need to be reviewed and challenged, with an eye on delighting customers through more digital self-service and automated functionality. Next, you'll need to build an exceptional customer experience that leverages a personalized digital journey from the time a buyer is looking for an item through the fulfillment stage and measuring their satisfaction with the process. The digital roadmap today is so much more to customers than just the actual transaction. It's far more pervasive, and it keeps customers aware and informed along the entire purchase journey. So I'd like to share a few helpful areas to consider in your own digital roadmap plan. First, personalization. It's important to inject personalization into every step of the process. The more you personalize all customer touchpoints, the better the retention and relationship you build with the customer. Second, video and content. Customers want to learn through visual means. It's important to attract and engage customers through video that provides critical knowledge and positions your company as an expert. Third, the user experience. Invest in UX is everything. Customers want easy ways to do business with you across all digital channels. Make sure your overall navigation experience is top-notch. Fourth, the digital supply chain. Include digital communications, including text, email, proactive chat, and instant messaging, to inform customers about in-stock positions, order tracking, return confirms, and delivery appointments. Communications along the digital journey is critical. And finally, develop a voice of customer system. Ensure you implement and measure your voice of customer. Implementing surveys to inspect the entire customer journey will find the friction points in the experience and expose areas for you to fix. The digitization of everything is underway, especially in the B2B segment. In an industry that notoriously lagged in e-commerce, customers are converting to the digital channel at a rapid pace, as e-commerce plays an integral role in the B2B company's success today. Customer adoption of e-commerce is at an all-time high, and the opportunity to strengthen a B2B company's go-to-market and service model is significant. Remember, digital is now the customer strategy. It's not yours. So just give them what they're looking for. Without doing so, companies will be missing out on an important customer touchpoint, limiting future growth opportunities and likely contributing to their decline. It's time for the B2B industry to stop following the consumer market and be digital innovators. So thank you for your time today. It was a pleasure to be able to share my perspective. I'm always open to answering any questions, and feel free to reach out to me.